good morning, goal setters. It's another beautiful day, and I had an idea that I want to share with you that I discovered actually this morning. I was reading a book, and the author was talking about desire and ambition, and it intrigued me. And he said that he would guesstimate that probably 2% of the population have ambition, true ambition, to go out and do something, but yet I would guess 100% or close to it of the population have desire. So we all have desire, but very few of us have true ambition to go out and do something. And so two concepts, desire, ambition. And I wanted to figure out how to link the two together. And what occurred to me was this. Ambition is nothing more than desire plus action. So there's a formula in there which I think is very interesting. If you have a desire to do something and you don't take any action, then all you have is the desire to do something. That's it. And it stops right there. And that's what a lot of us have. And that's very easy, I think, is human nature to desire more in life. More achievement, more success, more money, more time, more health, more happiness, more of you fill in the blank, right? I think it's human nature to want more of things, especially good things that enhance our lives, things that bless our lives, things that bless the lives of those around us. But if we do nothing with that desire, that's as far as it goes, and all it is a want. And how many people go to their graves with their dreams still in them? You've heard that, right? You don't want to be that. And the difference is, desire, great. That's a good first step. You have to have desire. But action has to follow. If you don't do something about that desire, then nothing will happen with the desire. And it just sits there, hangs out. And actually, if you think about it, it can become a negative. If you have the desire for too long a period of time and you're not doing anything with it, in the back of your mind, you know that you're not doing anything with it. And along with that desire could easily come another layer over everything of guilt, because you know that you're not living up to your standards, that you know that you have this desire to do something, these dreams inside of you to go out and change the world, to make a difference, to pursue something, to develop a passion of yours or a talent that you feel like you have that you want to share with the world, but you're not doing it, and you're underperforming and you're selling yourself short. And so that desire, if it's not acted upon, can actually become a stumbling block for you, because it can prove to you that you're not doing something. It can be a grinding reminder every day of you not living up to your potential. So desire plus action, that's the sweet spot. You have the desire, and then you act upon it. And that's where the magic will happen. Now, it may not happen right away. It may not happen, your first swing in the box may not be a home run. It may be that you have to, try this and that and change your plans and adjust things and reset your goals and fail and learn and fail and then learn again. But that's what action produces. Action produces something tangible, some results. Action produces lessons learned, activity. Action produces stories and growth and learning and development, personal development. Action produces stuff, whereas just desire by itself, as great as it is, really, truly produces nothing. It produces, I guess, it could serve as a foundation for your action, which is important. But it seems to me like there's too much focus out in the world on desire and dreams, which, don't get me wrong, again, are all extremely valuable and very important, but not enough focus on action and activity. I've heard it said that God cannot steer a parked car. And I love that phrase because it's so true. If we're not moving, how are we going to be able to get help from anyone? You know, it says God cannot steer a parked car, but what about the rest of the world around us? What about our friends? When our friends know we're moving in a certain direction, and they're not going to know because of a desire that we have. A desire's down deep inside. They're going to know because of action, because that's what they see is what's on the outside. So if our action isn't lining up with our desire, it's going to be one of the best kept secrets in your life. People aren't going to know about it. And the downside of that is if your friends and family don't know what you're actively pursuing in your life, then let me ask you, how are they going to help you? How do you expect them to help you do anything in your life to get you closer to your dreams and goals if they don't know about it, right? And you might think they know about it because if it's your desire, it's what you think about a lot. Then in your mind, in your world, that idea is very dominant. Whereas from the outside world, nobody's ever heard of it. I didn't even realize you were into that kind of a thing because you didn't manifest that to the world or broadcast it to the world through your actions and your activity. So desire is a great first step. Action is what brings it to life. And you have to have the two. And the two together, desire plus action, equals, what is the word that I'm looking for? Desire and action equals ambition. That's how I started out. That's the thought that I learned that I love. I thought it was so cool. He talked about desire and he talked about ambition. And then in my mind, I kind of linked the two together with this epiphany. The difference is action. That's the difference. If you're not taking action, you're lingering in the desire mode. And that can actually become a bad thing, as I talked about. So if you're there, if you have a desire to do something, just start taking an action. And if you don't know what that action is, that's okay. Okay, I want to give you permission to be okay with the fact that you don't have all the answers starting out. There isn't an entrepreneur in the world that starts out and has all the answers and knows exactly what to do. It doesn't happen. You read all their stories, you hear them all talk. They didn't know what they were doing starting out, but they took action anyways. And that's the lesson that so few people are willing to learn and go through because it's uncomfortable. What if I fail? What if I don't this? What if this happens? What if that happens? Well, you can play the what if game all day, but it's not going to get you anywhere. So don't be afraid to step out and do something. If you're not sure what to do, take your best guess, because a lot of times your gut will lead you in the right direction. Here's what I like to do. I find I'm very good at giving other people advice. You come to me with a problem, I can see it all, and I can go, oh, that's easy, do this. But it's hard for me to apply that same principle to my own life. So what I like to do, I think that's pretty common. I don't think I have a unique characteristic. I think a lot of people are that way. When you hear other people's problems, it's easy to say, oh, yeah, you just need to do that. Yeah, tell them this, or I'd go out and do this and this. And then we don't apply those same bits of advice to our own lives. So pretend you're someone else and come to you with your problem. And what advice would you give yourself? Okay, so I got this and this, but I don't have any money. How do I get started? I don't have any money to do anything. I don't have any time. I'm working a full-time job. I got this, my family, I'm going through a divorce, I'm going through this and that, whatever. What advice would you give yourself if you came to you with that problem and you weren't yourself? Okay? That advice, if you don't know what else to do, that advice likely is pretty sound. And at least it would get you started in the right direction. From there, you can figure out and learn and grow and tweak and adjust and make it till it's, exactly on point. But in starting out, that's just a good way to get going. And then if you have the opportunity, of course, you can get feedback from friends, input, advice from others. And if you get a little bit of money, you can do some, get mentored, hire a coach, all that stuff. But without action, your desire is nothing. Your dreams are in that same category. They just sit there and they linger. So don't let that happen. Let's take action. Action, because there are very, very few people that actually do take action. If you are taking action, you put yourself in an extreme minority of people in the world. Okay? That's true. 1% or less of people in the world, population, I don't know, United States, whatever, are write down their goals every day. Think about that. If you want to be in the top 1%, just start writing your goals down every day. That right there will automatically put you in the top 1% right away, because few people are doing it. Now, take it up a notch. I think it's like 6 to 8%, somewhere in there, people set goals in general. So the vast majority of people don't even set goals, and even far fewer than that actually write them down every day. So it's estimated that 2%, the guy that I was reading this book, Russell Brunson wrote the book, and he was talking about in his book, Expert Secrets, that 2% of people take action on their desires. 2%. Now that was his estimate, but he's worked with a lot of people. And he goes, he was just speaking from experience. I would guesstimate around 2% of people that he works with and that he's seen. And he's done a lot of tests. He's done a lot of trying different things out. He's done a lot of marketing campaigns and different things. And so he has a pretty good barometer on the populace. And if he's saying 2%, I'm guessing he's probably pretty accurate. Now, again, I don't have any statistics or hard data to back that up. But I'm going off of an expert, a guy that's extremely successful. He's been around the block and he knows what he's doing. And if he's saying 2%, I'm believing it. If 2% of people are taking action, all you need to do is be an ambitious person, an action taker, to automatically, instantly put yourself in the top 2% of the population. Isn't that amazing? You can do that starting tomorrow. Right? That is a conscious choice you can start making. You can choose that. It's not born with you. You either have it or you don't. It's nothing like that. That is a choice you can make. If you haven't been ambitious before now, you can start tomorrow being ambitious. That is a skill you can develop. Start reading books about it. Start studying the lives of people that are ambitious. Start doing things that people do who have achieved a lot of things in their lives. And you'll start becoming like those people. Guys, it's a beautiful day. It's beginning of a new week. It's a fresh start. You've got your goals. Hopefully you carry them around with you wherever you go. You've written them down every day. I encourage you to do that if you're not. But don't just have the dreams and desires. Turn those into results with action. That's the key.